Khabib finally met with Uncle Dana White. I thought it was going to be on January 20th. That's the date that...
That's what I thought too, man, but it wasn't.
I don't even know where we got that date from, honestly.
I don't know.
But the meeting happened. The meeting happened. Khabib told Dana White yesterday, as per Dana White, I'm going to watch the two lightweight fights at 257. If the guys do something spectacular and make me want to come back and fight, I'll fight. So
is he a credible source though, or no?
It's Ariel Helwani. What are you talking about?
I don't know, but do we trust Uncle Dana?
That's a
Right?
serious question.
Personally,
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust Uncle Dana.
Why?
You know, he has a pretty bad track record when it comes to Khabib topics, and him saying that he'll come back. Oh no, he won't come back. Oh, he'll come back. No, he won't come back.
But Khabib is there to refute anything. I believe Khabib probably did say, like, let me watch these two fights and let's see what happens and stuff like that. The two fights that he's referring to is Conor versus Poirier and Michael Chandler.
Make Wade go home versus
and Michael Chandler versus Dan Hooker. Those fights are set to be at UFC 257 in about a week from now, January 23rd, I believe it is, right? Or
yes,
the 23rd.
On the 23rd, yeah.
So we did by the time you see this, or I'm not sure when, but we'll be doing a Conor versus Khabib 2 closer look video where we look at a potential matchup between Conor and Khabib. What happens?
And the summer of Khabib 2.0.
The summer, yeah. We'll see what we'll see. We'll mainly focus on the Conor versus Khabib. The reason why we're putting it out before the fight even happens is a chance that there's a chance that Khabib gets impressed by Conor's performance at UFC this next pay-per-view 257. If Conor goes in there and impresses Khabib, I don't even know what that means, right? Like that could be that could mean anything. I don't know. Like, so if he impresses him, then maybe he's gonna look at a potential matchup with Conor. If Conor wins,
do you think that if the Conor fight happens with Khabib, do you think Conor will fight one more time before the Khabib fight, or no? Or do you think it's just this fight?
Timing wise, I think that fight would have to be in
late next year.
It would have to be April, or it have to be in August. It would have to be in those date ranges because of the whole Ramadan thing. Conor versus Khabib too. Because
no, I think if that fight's gonna happen, it's gonna be towards the end of next year, like October, like 2022, 2021.
You said next year. What do you want?
Oh yeah, sorry, man. Sorry. Yo, listen, man. It's only the first month of the year. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So it would have to be after Ramadan. So that's like in May. So then Eid is in April-ish. Give him time to recover. So probably in August. July, August.
How was Ramadan in May? And then okay, never mind.
I'm right?
You said Eid in April and then Ramadan in May.
Sorry.
Opposite
way, yeah. Flip that around.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna happen it's gonna happen most likely August. Now that I think about it. Conor, I think he would stay. He would stay on the shelf if he was promised a fight about Khabib.
Save that fight, man.
But that's a long ass time. That's.
I think they're gonna save that fight.
Save that for what?
For like full crowd capacity.
No, man, you're so stuck on these crowds, bro. They got 2,000 people.
You don't understand, man. These guys want the full gate. If you wait until probably, I want to say October, like November, you're talking about full capacity, talking about more buys, and historically too, the best time for fights is in October, November.
Listen, the UFC is in the money-making business. And they understand that they can make money during whether or not there's a full capacity or not. They can go to Abu Dhabi again and charge all these sheikhs and all these rich men any price they want and make back all that gate that they would have made it back in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but you want that big fight field, man. Like you want it.
Man, get out of here. Give it up, man. We're in a different time. Where I'm not,
what do you mean give it up, bro?
imagine saying let's hold off the fight for a crowd. Like, who cares? What
Why
are you
wouldn't
talking
you,
about?
bro? Why wouldn't you? In the MSG? Oh my god.
Who cares? Like, you saw what happened last time when there was a crowd. There was almost mayhem. Like, leave it alone. The less people,
Yeah,
the
but you
better.
want mayhem. Yeah, but you want mayhem.
This guy, man. Imagine hold off the fight just so that 6,000, 10,000.
I think for
people
sure it's
can
gonna
come
be
in.
held off. I think for sure it's gonna be held off.
Get out of
I
here.
think we're gonna see it in very late this year.
The biggest issue, the biggest hurdle that the UFC has is Khabib accepting that fight. They're not worried about, okay, now that Khabib accepted the fight, let's wait until the crowds. They don't give a shit. So get out of here. Let's do it. Hurry up. Let's do it. 2 million, 2.8
They're
million,
gonna wait,
$3 million buy, 3 million pay-per-view buy rate, bro. That's
Yeah, but you can have buys and you can have the gates.
Oh man, I can't talk to you about gates anymore. I'm
It's a gate.
I'm banning the word gate from you now. Anyway, so Khabib, during his meeting, he said he wants to watch the 2 lightweight fights. The other one is Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler.
Wait, go home.
Michael Chandler is very, very interesting. He has his game really revolves around grappling and his ability to grapple at a very high level. He is built very short and stocky, so he's very low to the ground, but he also has a lot of power in his hands. He's an MMA veteran. He's been in the game for a minute now. So I think that is a challenge that isn't something that Khabib has faced as of recent. I don't want to go through the whole list and be like, oh, Abel Trujillo is a similar fighter, but yeah,
sick fighter.
But Michael Chandler has a chance to go in there and have a Khabib fight maybe and become MMA champion, UFC champion if he beats Khabib. That's also on the table. We can do it inside.
The disrespect.
We can look at a fighter. So I discussed with you. We could do a closer fight video, a closer look video.
Closer look.
Between Khabib and Michael Chandler, but I have a feeling that Michael Chandler is not gonna impress nobody on to UFC 257, or there's a chance that Michael Chandler doesn't do anything spectacular. That may be just me disrespecting him. I apologize, but
so essentially what you're saying is that he's gonna be there, he's gonna make weight, fight, and then go home.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, he's gonna fight. So I don't really want to put in that work to watch all the videos, and it's a lot of work, man. Oh, it's a lot of work. I was about to sneeze. It's a lot of work to look at all the fights and like look at all the stats and see how like these guys fight each other, would fight each other. So maybe if Michael Chandler wins, we'll do one. But there's a chance that he fights.
Yeah, but the way I see it though is that, listen, so if Chandler wins, he's probably gonna get like a better chance to fight Khabib.
Yeah.
Whereas if Hooker wins, most likely not, right? Then we're also forgetting about Mr. DeBronx and Gaethje.
Oh, he already.
What happens to them?
Justin Gaethje is off the table, gone. Don't even say hello. Charles Oliveira is very interesting as well, because he did say that he was impressed by Charles Oliveira. That's why I think there is a chance that if Khabib sees this fight at 257 and says, you know what, these guys don't interest me, how about Charles? They might unbook Charles versus Justin Gaethje and have them to fight each other. That's a chance. There's opportunity.
Honestly, I think it should be Conor versus the winner of the Gaethje fight with Oliveira, and then whoever wins that fights Khabib.
Yeah, that's a possibility, or that's just like a natural fight for the division too. Like the winner of the Justin Gaethje and Charles faces Conor and Poirier, and then that could be like a number 1 contender or like a title fight for vacant title if Khabib says, you know what, I'm done. Like I'll come back another time. The other thing is that Dana mentioned GSP and how it's off the table. It wasn't even mentioned and stuff like that. So, like, I don't believe Dana. Like I know that fight still interests both of them. They've talked about it so much So we'll let that simmer. I wouldn't be surprised if Dana White just comes out or Khabib comes out or says something about the GSP fight in like 3-4 months and says, you know what, let's do it in August. And then that fight happens.